Hey there, everyone. Today we're here with the semi-complete BTCC game, which was promised many years ago by Motorsports Games, and it never came to fruition, never happened. But in a way, it did happen, though, which, well, if you guys don't know, they are now behind rFactor 2. They do own the game now. And rFactor 2 has been getting a lot of BTCC stuff over time. It started last year, or was it around late 2021? I think it was late 2021 actually, when it got the first piece of BTCC stuff. And now they almost have a full grid. The only car that's missing is the Cupra, the seat Cupra, which honestly, I mean, it's just one car. So basically, you have the full grid already. And most importantly, ever since earlier this year, or was it December? I'm not really sure. But they launched an update where you can now race against stuff that you don't own. Because back in the day with our Factor 2, you had to own every car, even the cars you didn't want to drive, for the sake of only for like racing against them. You had to own it. So let's say you wanted to race GT3 stuff, you needed all the GT3s, which was quite expensive. Now you only need the car you want to drive and the tracks, obviously, which you have to own. But so finally, I decided to take the plunge and buy a couple of them. I got the Honda, I got the BMW, and I got the Vauxhall Astra. And I think that's my complete lineup for now. 3 cars. And honestly, I've been really loving the Honda, so it's the only one I'm gonna drive today, and the only one I'm gonna be driving for the near future because it's an amazing car. Um, so yeah, this update's a game changer because back in the day you wouldn't have to buy all the cars, and that was a lot of money for just BTCC. So now you can just pick the car you want, which is not very expensive. It's 499 USD for a single car, or you can get a package for like 899, 799, something like that. 999 actually. I'm not really sure because I have my pricing is in BRL, so it may vary. But the fact is, you don't need to buy everything anymore. You can buy one, you can buy two, you can buy three, and race against the whole pack, which is amazing. So you have the near full BTCC experience now, because obviously the Cooper is missing, but that's just one car. So you have basically 90% of the grid right there, and it's an amazing experience. It's the physics are great, the sounds are great, everything about it's just amazing, and the AI behavior is also pretty decent. Most tracks. Um, and when I say most tracks, I would say like a good 90% because Oulton Park is one of the tracks where I've seen it not work properly with the actual layout that they use for BTCC, which is the island. AI doesn't quite like the island corner. It doesn't really enjoy it, and it misbehaves. It's a yellow flag all the time. I've been trying to complete a race there. It just doesn't work. The AI always misbehaves. So what I did was, well, I had to let go of it for the time being, and we're going to be using the international layout with the chicanes, which is not the BTCC layout, but it's the GT4 layout, and it's a very cool layout, very fast, very fun, very technical. My favorite layout. I wonder why they don't use that. Go for the island instead, which is way shorter, not as fun. So that's what we're going to be using today. Not strictly because I prefer it, but because the AI doesn't really enjoy it. Which, then again, it's not official content. The tracks and mods, so I'm pretty sure it does behave well with the official tracks, which I have not bought, which are Brands Hatch, Truxton, Donington Park, and Croft. So 4 tracks, which are BTCC official, laser scanned, high quality. This one, I think it's from iRacing. This Oulton Park, it's a copy from the iRacing model. It's laser scanned as well, so it's a pretty decent track. You can feel every bump. and he really does put the physics to the test. The physics are in fact the best in class. I would say easily RF2 is like the best touring car simulator as of right now. Like the physics are just great. It's a lot of fun to drive. I bought the cars yesterday and I've been driving them all day yesterday, and now I'm driving them again today. So it goes to show how fun it is. It's very, very, very enjoyable, and I'm gonna show you guys with a 10-lap race. I'm not gonna be talking much because I gotta concentrate. Otherwise, also do not expect much. I'm starting at the bottom, so probably not gonna win this race. Not even if I overtake 4 or 5 guys, that's pretty good because I'm running like 96%, which is honestly a little bit too hard for myself because I'm not really a good driver by any means. I'm just an amateur in every possible sort of way. I'm really not fast, but I do enjoy touring cars. Even though I'm bad at them, I just really enjoy the driving experience, the sounds, and the whole immersion it does, you know, provide in a way. It's very, very immersive. Even more so now that rFactor has evolved a lot visually, because that was a major issue with our rFactor 2 in the past. It was not impressive whatsoever. And over time, ever since the DX11 update, it has been evolving a lot. And now it's one of my favorite simulators out there. It looks great. It could run better, honestly, considering how it looks. I had like a hard time running in 4K with 3080, which I do find a little bit odd because every other sim runs fine in 4K, but this one just does not. It's stutter fast at times. It's weird. The GPU clocks go up and down all the time. It's so confusing. But Quad HD and 1080p have been working fine, so that's all that counts. And well, let's hop straight into the race. There's not much that I want to say, so let's just drive and hopefully survive, which would be nice. And here we go, we're off. The frames are definitely not 60 at the moment, but it's also not terrible. That's a good low 50s, I think. Hopefully not, it's turning a lot, so we're gonna be fine. Let's try it. Tires are still cold, so I'm not gonna be overly aggressive. I'm just gonna take it very easy. Like I said, it's just for showcasing the DLC, just for showcasing the sounds and overall experience. I'm not driving God, I'm not pretending it should be one. I'm very honest about how terrible I am. So just sit back and enjoy the terrible driving and the visuals as well, which are pretty good. And well, just a perfect combination, you know, BTCC with proper physics and sounds, which is a dream come true. I mean, I've been playing a lot of the mods, but honestly, they just don't come even close to this. This is amazing. This is a game changer in any possible way. And yeah, just enjoy the ride, because it is a fun one. Hopefully, it's looking very easy for the first lap. Tires, like I said, it's still kind of warming them up gradually. About the first formation lap, so tires are as cold as they come, but we're gonna find them. 10 laps, so it's gonna be about 20 minutes total. Around the ballpark, a little less than 20 minutes because it's average is like 1:45, I think. Could be faster. Like I said, I'm not running 100%, but it's what I can actually put up with my very limited driving abilities. Graphics-wise, we're running all ultra with MSAA on 2 times. I tried 4X, it didn't really work. The frames were terrible. It's something with the VSync. I'm pretty convinced it's the VSync because the clocks were not like maxed out or anything. It was like all the way down, shows 780 megahertz, which is very low. I mean, I could fix it by using prefer maximum performance, but that would make the car just work at full power all the time, which is not very power efficient, no thermally efficient as well, because it would be like at and stop clocking 1920 megahertz all the time, which is far from what you would want in terms of like thermal efficiency, especially for the VRAM, because the VRAM does get pretty hot on the 380. Basically every 3XX card, 3070 Ti, 380, the cards that use GDDR6X do get pretty hot, and there's nothing you can do about it. I mean, you can copper mod it, but that's a little bit, that would require opening this card and running the warranty as a consequence of that, so it's not really a very feasible solution if you don't want the warranty, obviously. If you don't mind about that, make sure you don't copper mod, because the results are obviously significant. That comes at a price. It's so crazy that we have official BTCC stuff now. Like, I've been trying the mods over the years, like ever since the 2018 BTCC mod for RF2. They're great, they're not bad, but this is just another step. Like, the modeling is spending on, sounds, it's as good as it gets, and it was built with help from the manufacturers. It was built with help from the teams, the tire manufacturer as well. So the tire physics are the best in class. Like, it doesn't get any better than that, because one of the challenges when you're building a simulator, a simulation in general, is getting a racing sim, is getting the tire information, which the tire manufacturers are very particular about sharing that stuff. They generally don't share that. But ever since the partnership with Goodyear, RF2's partnership with Goodyear, they've been sharing a lot of stuff about the tires, about their limits, and that has allowed them to build very convincing tires, which has always been one of their strongest points, honestly. Like, RF2 has always had excellent tires compared to like all the other simulators, but the problem was the content. That was the only thing that was holding rFactor 2 back massively. It does not have content to back it up. Like, it does, but it was expensive. But now you can only buy a single car and you can racing is the whole series, which fixed that. So content-wise, it's a lot cheaper now for people that want to get into rFactor. There's also low fuel motorsport for whoever wants to play online and have a near iRacing experience for free, which is also pretty good. So it's getting there. It's not as expensive as it once was. Most of the issues were ironed out. The UI is getting worked on, which is something that people complain a lot. Like the overall UI, the HUD, the menus and stuff, they were bad, but it's getting better. It's a lot better now. There's a lot of things about rFactor 2 that have improved ever since Studio 397 took over. They have really improved this game a lot, and it feels like a whole new game now. I really cannot complain, because I've been enjoying it. I've been, wanting to buy the BTCC stuff for a long time, but it was a lot of money, a lot more than I generally paid for games, even let alone car pack. So I was like, I'm not sure if I want to spend nearly 200 Brazilian money on that stuff if I'm not really even gonna enjoy it, because it's a shot in the dark. When you're buying a car, you're not really sure if you're gonna enjoy driving it, if it's gonna be fun. But thankfully, they made that update, and I've driven it. I've got like 3 other cars, like I said, decided to give it a go, and wow, it's just fantastic. I'm even considering like buying the whole thing, because it's amazing. The only car I don't like is the BMW, because it's a rear-wheel drive, and it's very hard to not spin with that thing, but bro, this is absolutely like come so far compared to like early RF2 back in the day. Like, I bought this game in 2014 originally, I think. It was was already a couple years old. It was at its worst state. Like, MP was paid for, so you had to buy the game and buy an MP license to play online. That was terrible. Conan was non-existent, pretty much. You had like a couple tracks, a couple cars, that was it. Virtua AC1, like, it was really not a lot of stuff. The good things going for it was the force feedback, which has always been great. Like, that's something that oopsie daisy there. That was one of the things that RF2 always had going for it. The force feedback was always fantastic. That's just a fact. And the sounds for some of the official content were great. Some of the tracks were okay, but the graphics were terrible. It was DX9. Performance was terrible. Everything else was terrible in comparison to what the other platforms had to offer. So it was really tough. It was probably their worst stage around when they had the game. And then Studio 397 took over, and the game only got better from there on. DX11, lots of official content. And in 2021, the cherry on top, which was the BTCC stuff, the start of it, the cars were coming gradually. And they are just fantastic. It's just so much fun to drive. It just feels so amazing, so planted. It's an experience, I gotta say. Like, you really gotta try it for yourself, because it's hard to describe. It just feels so nice and so convincing. And then again, it was built with, you know, manufacturer data, team data, so it's as real as it gets. It's just like driving the real thing, except it doesn't cost a lot of money. I mean, in a way, it does cost a lot of money for a car pack, but it's worth it. And everything about it just feels so right. It's scary. It's just so good. You cannot stop driving it. I can try it for the first time, and then you want another race and another one, and then, oh, I want to try it on that track. Oh, on that one too. And then when you realize you've been playing for 10 hours, basically, that's how it went yesterday, and that's how it might go for the next couple of days, because I'm really, really enjoying it. I'm taking the most out of it. It's just an experience. An experience that you have to experience. Like, honestly, just go for it, because it's fantastic. It's a game changer. It just feels so solid. We still, wow, still in positions. I don't want to be overly aggressive and kind of doing my video, because yesterday I tried to record this and I fumbled halfway, and it was terrible. I felt so bad. I spoke so much about the game, and then just fumbled it. I just managed to screw everything up. My own fault, obviously, not playing the game or anything. It was just me being a terrible driver. Now I've put more hours on, so feeling a little bit more confident on the limits, how far I can go when I'm talking. Obviously, you can tell I'm not really pushing it that much. I'm not really going for the overtakes, not being overly aggressive. I don't even have the PTP button set, because I forgot. There's a button that you should be able to press and give you like hybrid power, but I'm not. I have forgotten to set that up, so I don't have the hybrid power. I wonder if the AI has been using it though, because in a way they don't seem overly fast. Like, I'm almost as fast as them. I mean, if I didn't have traffic in front of me, obviously it would have been. I'm lapping around 144, low 144s, which is terrible, but for me feels it's good enough. You know, it's not really fast or anything. I feel great. Oh, it's trying to close me. No, mate. Come on. Let me not do that. That's not fair. Goodbye. Oh, you did try? But you know, I am a PogChamp racer, so you cannot fight me. I think, oh no, I'm not. I was gonna say I was using Plato's car, but I'm not anymore. I'm using Cook's, I think. So, yeah. I could hold Plato card and be like, oh yeah, I'm Plato, I have years of experience. You shall not try and fight me, boy. But that's not the case. But anyway, I like I was saying, this is just magnificent. It's fun, you know. Like BTCC is that kind of thing that it's not overly fast, but it's also not boring. It's right in that line between too fast and too slow. Like it's perfect, and it sounds great. It drives great. It's very forgiving. So if you're new to the whole thing, like me, like I'm terrible with hard cars, you know. I like them easy, I like them forgiving, and this one is very forgiving. It does allow you to try stuff, and if you eventually fumble, it's not going to punish you a lot. You can recover, which is very important, because some of the cars are just, you know, I mean, some GT3 cars even are so forgiving. You mess up once, like you go off track by a little bit, like an inch, and you lose control, and goodbye race, goodbye everything. It's happened so many times. I'm like, bro, I just want something that I can relax while driving. You know, I want to have fun. I want to have a meaningful race, but I also want something that's forgiving, that does hold my hand a little bit, but not too much. Because this is like the perfect in between, you know, between easy and challenging. It has the perfect balance. And if you do go over the limit, it's going to be hard. It is going to be hard, and no wonder it's one of the hardest categories out there. It's not easy, by any means. You know, it's challenging. It's very challenging. It's very respected as well. Like BTCC drivers are very respected because it's very tough. You really have to be above average to win here. Because then again, it's not the amount of power, it's how you use it. It's how you make use of that power. You have the 350 odd HP it has on average. You gotta know how to tame the beast and make the most out of it.
That was a 148.15.
Just cruising pretty much because I'm afraid of fumbling this video, so. Maybe for the next video I can try and record a gameplay where I don't speak and I just drive and try and push the car as hard as I can. Is that funny? I'm just not. Just letting you guys know, because if I'm to talk and try and push the car, I'm gonna crash. That's just a fact. I'm terrible at talking and driving. Done horrendous things in your life when you're talking and driving. So yeah, I would not recommend. Would not recommend whatsoever. Oh look, the dynamic weather's in action. It's getting cloudier, way cloudier than before. That's amazing. I love how dynamic it feels, how convincing. And the lighting is just, the coloring is just perfect as well. Like they really colors. Ah, God. But yeah, P21 starting from P24 is really not very impressive. Should have been just a tad more aggressive, maybe, but it's okay. Maybe I can try the position now. Let's see. If I had a BTP, which I don't, I could. Oh no, it's gonna close me. You're so smart. If I removed there. You know, I was going to try and go for that gap and block me right away. Which, yeah, freaking move. Fair game to him. And that's the final lap. Okay, it's now or never. If I do screw up, it's forever at this point. But I'm gonna try and go for a couple of takes, because why not? Because we have BTP. If I had it, if only I had BTP, I could really benefit from it, but I guess I'm just gonna try. Okay, maybe I could get 77. Yes! Goodbye, 77. Hahaha, that's great. And he's coming. Oh, he's not happy. He didn't quite like it. And then there's the 48 Jackson. Come on! Oh, yeah, he's gonna try and be tough. He is, but I'm also not gonna use up on him. No. Bad exit right there. I also have bad corner exit. What? Alright, I'm gonna try and overtake him around the final corner. Which is probably better believe. Oh god. Oh no! That was scary. Got my car. Okay. Alright, full power now. Now we pray. Brake doesn't close me. The braking zone. Let's go. Nice stop on the brakes. That was terrible. Okay, P20 out of 24 cars. That's terrible. But it is what it is. You know, I have to choose. I either talk or drive. There's no... I cannot do the two things at once. It doesn't work. As seen. But it was a fun race. I guess it demonstrates how clever the AI is and the overall BTCC experience that rFactor 2 delivers. Which honestly is pretty bang on. Like sound-wise, modeling-wise, I have no complaints whatsoever. Really, really enjoying it. And I do think it is the de facto, I mean, in a way, it's the only one in a way, but it's the de facto BTCC simulator. And if you do enjoy touring cars, if you do enjoy the British touring cars, you should definitely buy it, especially now that you don't need the whole thing. You just need one car. You don't need all the BTCC stuff, and then you just go on the content manager and install the ones you don't own, and you can race against them. And you have the 2021 and the 2022 season, and I'm pretty sure they are also gonna add the 2023 skins. And if they don't, you can download it on Race Department for sure. So, yeah. It is my go-to touring car game now, and it just works flawlessly. It's always a rewarding experience because you get a lot of feedback from the steering wheel. You can feel what the car is doing. You can feel it's just highly, highly enjoyable. So I would like to thank you all for watching this video. See you guys in the next one. Stay safe. And like I always say, feedback's much appreciated, so don't be shy. Comment section is right down below. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Hopefully very soon. Let's enable the limiter. Should go inside the pits. Oopsie daisy. What the hell happened here? Anyway, bye bye everyone.